Well, welcome back to the channel, guys. So today I am finishing off the baling, but just on my way to the stubble paddocks and just looking over the kale. It's good to sit up in a big high tractor and you can look over and you can see your crop. I put some urea on it a wee while ago and it's definitely hooked into it, that's for sure, and it's just skyrocketing, so that's really good, and the irrigation, we're keeping up with that as well. Anyway, I'll be looking to get these paddocks finished today, so excuse me, hopefully the weather can hold out. As you may be able to see out the windows, as they are quite dusty, that the clouds are sitting low and it's not letting a lot of sunshine through, so we are quite dry at the moment. But the wheat straw sits up on the stubble, so it sits up off the ground, and the winders or breezes are able to get under and dry it out quite easy. So it's not really much of a worry for us, the clouds being there. But I came out before and tested it, and it's all pretty dry, so we're good to go. We don't use a moisture meter. We just feel it and it feels good. We can't really justify it for the amount of bales that we do. It would be nice just to know where we are, but like you get to know your baler and you get to know like how much moisture is in there. There's certainly, if it absolutely hosed down after we harvested and before we baled, we would look at getting one that season, but we haven't needed one yet, so there's no point in buying one. But yeah, anyway, transport mode and into field mode and get the PTO going. There's some front axle suspension there too, and hook into this. You can hear it working there. The old tractor's having to dig down, not really barking, but dig down and work at this. Just slowed down there as the harvester would have stopped there, and when the harvester isn't moving constantly and it stops, so back there I just dropped off the first bale. Looks pretty good. But just before that, I had to slow down right down to a creek, and that was because the harvester had stopped and left a big mound of straw, so I just can't bolt through and get that all at one hit, as I'll choke the baler and the slip clutch will start firing off, and you don't want to do that. But the reason why there was a big mound there is because the harvester stopped at the one point and it just keeps on throwing the straw out the back of the harvester and just makes a big mound. That is quite helpful when Dad rolls backwards, because the rear axle of the harvester pushes all of it and spreads it all in a line, so it's all nice and somewhat even. There is a mound there, but it's not just a big mound where I have to slow right down to a creek. And then of course when the baler comes towards that and starts to get it, it might just grab the whole lot and try to throw it through and choke itself. Even though it's slowed down, it's just grabbed it all at once. So yeah. But anyway, I'm quite happy these first few bales. The baler feels like it's chewing through it quite good, so there's no moisture problems there. I couldn't feel anything when I rode up here on the two-wheeler a wee while ago. So it is just after lunchtime. If it's not ready now, it won't be ready today. So for those of you who would have noticed that this Baler monitor is still playing up, it comes up with an error code about pressure, no pressure increase. Now the bales are good as gold. There is actually, it's just a little sensor fault, so there is no problem physically with the baler. But I did have some time the other day to have a go at fixing it. I tried talking to it, I tried yelling at it, then I decided to have a real good go at it, and so I tried the most expertly advised technical information known to man, and that is I grabbed a hammer and it still doesn't work. I tried just tapping it just gently, just a feather on it, and it still doesn't work. So God knows what's gonna fix that. But anyway, we'll fix it after the season's done. So the next season she's all ready to go. There's just a couple of things that I thought about that I should throw out there just for you guys to think about. But there is another equation to getting the stubble off the paddock, and it is a little bit softer on the harvester. But what we'd do is cut with the harvester quite high. Now, just enough to get that seed, and that's it. Or just get the grain, and that's it. So after we'd come through with a mower and then rake it and then bale it after that. Now that's a lot more work involved. Like the harvester does a pretty good job of rowing it up. As I've said, it leaves a perfectly good run down the paddock, and it's the perfect width for the pickup of the baler. Now doing it with the mower, rake, it's a real fire hazard, guys. It's a real fire hazard, and you wouldn't want to create a spark in these paddocks because it is tinder dry, and this stuff's dead, and it's been dead for a wee while, so it'll just go up like that. And if that hit the media, that farmer's losing control of their stubble fires, or you know, as a fire is in a stubble paddock, then it could blow up and be that farmers are losing control of their stubble fires, and that'll be the history of us getting a natural fertilizer, which is of course by burning the paddocks, burning the residue from the wheat and barley paddocks. So yeah, I just thought I'd throw that at you. But also, we like to make the bales on this farm so that the dairy farmer that brings the cows to our property in the winter isn't also bringing in bales from a farm that we've never seen and do not know, and could be bringing in weeds. Also, we have eradicated over the last few years wild oats, and he could be bringing in, you know, wild oats, and we'd have to start all over again of getting them out. And a lot of the stubble straw out there can be barley. We have only got wheat here, we do not grow barley, so if we were having barley grow out up through our wheat, that would be quite a problem, because we'd have to get in there and rogue it out. It would be exactly where the feeders were through the paddock, and it would be just another job really. So it is easier if we just keep it to our own, and the stuff that's on this property stays on this property. So just thought I'd throw that one at you guys. I'm sure most of you that are farming would agree with me on that one of how we do this, but also for you people who are not farming or that are interested in it, that it might have expanded your mind. So yeah, anyway, my arm's about to die from holding you guys up, but anyway, I just thought I'd throw that one at you. So I'm on the last few runs, and this baler has just been going absolutely mint, except for the monitor, of course, which I'll figure that one out once I'm done. So yeah, anyway guys, I'd like to thank you for watching. Of course, if you've subscribed and you're enjoying watching this and you've given it a thumbs up, thank you very much. Thank you. Like, it's not easy making these videos. I know flying the drone and backing up to put the bales out of the way in the headlands, that was quite difficult. Yeah, anyway guys, thank you very much. Cheers.